May 2001, E3 took place and Nintendo announced the GameCube lineup, showing off a plethora of titles including Miyamoto's Pikmin, Super Smash Bros. Melee, and the crowd-stunning Star Wars Rogue Squadron 2. With all those big games announced plus the arrival of the Game Boy Advance, it was agreed by everyone that Nintendo would run the show that year. Interestingly, many of the games announced for the GameCube that year ended up on different systems or not released at all. These include Duke Nukem Forever, Galleon, Two Human, Raven Blade, Cameo, and Donkey Kong Racing. Dinosaur Planet and Eternal Darkness were both to be released on the N64, but development was moved to the GameCube. By the time Star Fox Adventures was released in 2002, it had been in development for 2.5 years. Animal Forest and Doshin the Giant were straight up GameCube upgrades of the games that were already released for the N64 and N64 DD in Japan. A prototype Nintendo GameCube controller was listed on eBay 2 weeks before the Japanese release of the GameCube. Though this seemingly pointless auction never finished, it did see a lot of interest with bids reaching prices as high as $15,000 US. The GameCube was released in Japan on September 14th, 2001 with just 3 titles to choose from. These were Luigi's Mansion, Wave Race Blue Storm, and Super Monkey Ball. The GameCube was released in America on the 18th of November that same year. A lot of events took place leading up to the launch, including a contest where Nintendo would give a GameCube to anyone who showed they wanted it bad enough. This led to one desperado shaving his head, painting himself blue and eating insects to show that he was willing to become a Pikmin in order to get a GameCube. Nintendo found initial GameCube sales to be below expectations and blamed the slow start on the lack of Mario game on the September 11th terrorist attacks. Despite early signs of promise, things weren't so rosy at Retro Studios. The company cancelled several projects to focus on Metroid Prime. According to N64 magazine, there was a lot of internal fighting at Retro Studios during its early years as the company was on the brink of death following several missed deadlines and staff redundancies. It isn't difficult to look back at Metroid Prime's troubled history, and it's easy to see the differences between early versions of the game and the final version. The game, which is now known as Metroid Prime Alpha, had a different graphical style and was supposed to be playable in third and first person. Nintendo's last ever Space World show took place in August that year. The previous year, Nintendo had unveiled the now infamous Zelda tech demo as well as Mario 128 and the Alps Party. All 3 never reached completion as games. At Space World 2001, Nintendo showed off an early version of Super Mario Sunshine that looked a lot different to the finished game, and they shocked the gaming world when they unveiled the new Legend of Zelda game, which saw the series depart from the more serious look of Ocarina of Time and go for a graphical style similar to games like Sega's Jet Set Radio. Fans were enraged at this decision and the majority were against the changes. That first picture is a hoax! The shadows are all wrong! And look at the textures! The lighting effects aren't even noticeable! This is an obvious phony! Just ignore it, people! We'll get the real Zelda tomorrow! Yeah, but no doubt the new Zelda game will be good. But guess what? It's a good game for 5-year-olds. And I won't buy it, because I am not 5 years old. It's always been Mario for the younger kids, although I still play it, and Zelda for the older kids. Nintendo have just screwed up that system. Do you guys really like kiddie stuff? Are you some sort of hardcore nerds? Just wanna know. I am in shock and pain. This is like going back a whole generation. Why would Shigeru Miyamoto, who I respect highly, use such an ugly design for what is such a highly anticipated game? I don't know, Nintendo. You got me scared, guys. Towards the end of the year, Nintendo dropped a bombshell when they announced a deal with Capcom that would see the Resident Evil games become GameCube exclusives. According to Eurogamer.net, Resident Evil's creator Shinji Mikami had grown tired and frustrated with development for the PlayStation 2. And with that, we have reached the end of 2001. Tune in next time as we delve into the 2002 European launch, the games that made the GameCube, and the problems Nintendo faced that year. See ya!